close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
cover them up so you don't see beyond the mask. My world's a dying star. Falling for you is bury me in smoke and ash. In smoke and ash. Me in smoke and ash. In smoke and ash.
and I've lost everything. Forever living in the dark. I feel so alive, still remembering what I want, but it ends with you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile but don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Slow down. Slow unreal intertwined, and you're not listening. It is your choice to make a little mockery, it won't do. Further down the line, still surrendering, trying harder to forgive you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile but don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door is closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile but don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
Yeah. They was sleeping, they was snooze on me. I was dreaming about what food to eat. Why they sleeping, why they snoozed on me? I was seizing opportunity. Now they don't know what to do with me. I keep going hard like I'm in puberty. Rebellions in my blood, there ain't no ruling me. Coming for the top, this is a mutiny. Shit, I want percentage, yeah. Put you in your mind like fuck your Guinness, yeah. You never had a chance like an abortion. Broken, you don't wanna play with me, that's forfeit. Shit, took it to a place they never thought he could. Now the lone wolf is hounding up in Bollywood. Now I got some confidence, they call me cocky. But you fucking tiger in the eye, I feel like Rocky. I am untouchable, I cannot fuck with you. I do not follow rules, makes me uncomfortable. I got all this passion and desire, force my path with the fire. Never passive, I acquire till I'm crashing your empire. They was sleeping, they was snooze on me. I was dreaming about what food to eat. Why they sleeping, why they snoozed on me? I was seizing opportunity. Now they don't know what to do with me. I keep going hard like I'm in puberty. Rebellions in my blood, there ain't no ruling me. Coming for the
track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound. And we just slow down. For you and I were safe and We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow waste another day. I don't know how to say. You say we need a change. Feel that you need it. It's just so right. We're losing track of time. Buying things online. It's not like we need them. Safe and sound. Quiet's driving me insane. Silence rattles in my brain. Yeah, I gotta get away. Always waiting for the phone. So I built my towers tall, wandering through these empty halls. Break the cycle now. Walls are coming down. I gotta make it out. Yeah, 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 yeah. Look my fear right in the eye. I just wanna feel alive. I just want to coming down. I gotta make it out. Yeah, 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 yeah. Look my fear right in the eye. I just wanna feel alive. I just wanna feel alive. I just wanna feel alive. I just wanna feel alive.
I got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. How do you do? 'Cause I'm feeling so good.
Start कर दो guys.
Should we begin?
Yes, yes.
All right. So good afternoon, participants. Welcome to Debattle 2020 semi-finals. I would like to introduce Mr. Malhar, Ms. Tarishi, and Mr. Archit, who are the moderators for this session. Today, we have Parth Desai, who will represent Visa, and Srishti Chauhan, who will represent MasterCard. Participants, please keep in mind that each participant gets 4 minutes to speak, followed by questions from the moderators. A buzzer will be sounded to indicate that 30 seconds are left, and once again on completion of 4 minutes. If you continue beyond 4 minutes, the moderators will begin deducting marks. Participants are allowed to ask questions to their opponents. Camera should be kept on at all times during the event. Any discrepancy would lead to direct disqualification. Participants will be solely responsible for his or her network issues. Any sort of foul language would not be acceptable and would lead to disqualification based on the decision of the moderators. The decision of the moderators will be final. Maintain proper decorum at all times. All the best to both the participants.
Am I more audible now?
Okay, start then. Start again.
Cool. Thank you so much for the introductions. I guess the rules are pretty clear and every delegate has been through the rule book as well. You all will be having 4 minutes to put forth your opening statement, after which we'll move towards the question answer round. Today, another modification would be that if the questions and answers provided are substantial, the moderators upon our discretion, will allow a follow up or two. The number of questions that you all can ask will also increase, and followed by which we will be asking the delegates to answer a question pertinent to the topic or to comment on a case study pertinent to topic. Wasting no further time, we move in alphabetical order. And first up, I would like to invite the delegate representing MasterCard to come forth and put forth their speech.
So, shall I start? Okay. So, good afternoon. I am the delegate who's representing MasterCard today. So, MasterCard or MasterCard Incorporated is an American multinational company. It provides you with financial services. It is mainly headquartered in New York. Now, to introduce MasterCard, it's a company looks after your financial transactions. So, to I'll start with the benefits you get when it comes to choosing MasterCard. MasterCard will provide you better benefits, provide you better exchange rate, better looking at a perspective from investment or its potential in a corporate market. MasterCard, even though we know the MasterCard is a smaller company, does not have as huge scale or as huge users as Visa. We are generating better revenue. We have been past 2 years, the revenue growth rate is 14.9% compared to 13.4% as Visa, which is not there's not a huge difference, but it is better. Past 2 years, we have been accelerating our growth rate by 16.3%, whereas Visa jump of 22 to 23%, a growth rate jump by Mastercard. Whereas with the same scenario applied to Visa, there is only 14% growth rate. Which a company having such a huge user rate and which is generating revenues in billions right now, having such a slow growth rate, that is 14%. Coming to the benefits of Mastercard, anyone who travels outside, travels abroad, will be looking into this a lot, very deeply, because better conversion rate help is obviously would benefit you. This provides you with better return protection, and the Mastercard guarantees this satisfaction towards the consumer, and it has been shown, it has been claimed by the consumers of the Mastercard as well. Coming to the CSR of Mastercard, Mastercard is not behind than any other company out there. We've been the Mastercard commits to reducing the scope 1 and scope 3 greenhouse gases by 38% by the end of 2025, which is huge if you look at the present scenario. We have also collaborated with a lot of companies to reduce the greenhouse gases impact out there. So overall, the company is working in every scenario, is providing you with better market rates, it's increasing its user scope. So yeah, that's it. That's what about Mastercard.
Thank you so much for that. Now I'd like to invite the delegate representing Visa to come forth and make their speech.
Yeah, voice is not audible.
Hello. Yeah. Am I audible now? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, moderators. So today, my name is Pardesai, and today I'll be representing Visa. Visa was founded in 1958, and the original name for Visa was Bank Americard, which was an initiative by the Bank of America into the credit card space. And in the year 1970, it was taken over by an association which were tied up with the Bank of America and the Bank Americard as well. And in 1970, it was renamed as Visa since we wanted to get our footing worldwide. And Bank Americard was sounding very catered towards only America, which was not the case, which was not the market we were trying to cater towards. So in 1970, we went forward with the name as Visa, and we have started our very own network called as VisaNet. VisaNet is a very is an interconnected network for for e-payment portals, as well as on any card payment sites. So I'll go into the statistics a little bit. So in 2015, Nelson report stated that VisaNet, also the Visa's global network, also known as the VisaNet, has processed over 100 billion transactions, accounting for over 6.8 trillion dollars worth of value. And in 2018, in just 3 years, the transaction amount has blown up to 188 billion transactions, accounting for over 10 trillion dollars of value more. The current amount of card circulation by Visa is approximately 3.4 billion worldwide. The network provided by Visa, the amount of shops, the amount of places where Visa cards are expected is unmatched by any other corporate company in the world. Visa is also the biggest payment brand in the Europe as well as in America. uh, when it comes to sponsorships, when it comes to funding some events or some teams, etc., Visa as a company are proud sponsors of Olympics and Paralympics
I guess there are some network issues.
Yeah, I'll check up with him.
and funding all around the world. We provide three level of benefits to cover more parts of the market. The traditional, then there is a signature, and then there is an infinite. Infinite is supposed to be catering towards the wealthy of the wealthy, and traditional is supposed to cater each and every one in the world. Our goal at Visa is to create opportunities for each and every one to get their hands onto the credit card so that you can pay at that moment and think about repaying that at a later point. We have many schemes. We have many schemes and many programs for that. As Visa, uh, at Visa, we have a 500 point fraud protection or 500-point transaction protection system, out of which 100-point checks are done to prevent frauds. And over 100-point checks are done to prevent fake and fraudulent entries into your credit card so that no frauds can be done by the consumer end and no frauds can be committed on the seller's end. Your security and your money, when it comes through Visa, is protected, and we give you our word for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Points well put, points well noted. Now we would move towards the question answer session. Remember that if the question is substantial, then as per the discretion of the moderators, we'll be allowing a follow up or two. So, wasting no further time, we'll first ask the representative of MasterCard to ask the representative of Visa a question.
Um, as the delegate of Visa pointed out, providing no frauds can be done by Visa, and Visa having a what I assumed he said was Visa has a tight security and provides a better engagement towards its users, right? So I would like to point out a scam which was put out by Visa, and I want just a plain answer about it, about WikiLeaks, where the UNHRC has to come forward and say they are violating the rights of speech and expression of a WikiLeaks site, which is very and claiming it to be leaking the information. What it has to say about that?
Can you please state the question again? Your question was not very
The
clear.
question was what is your take when it comes to about what happened with the scandal of WikiLeaks, when the UNHRC had to interfere and say that Visa is right now suppressing the right to speech and expression of WikiLeaks.
WikiLeaks website, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'd like to state that WikiLeaks website have tried a few fraudulent as well as a few unethical ways of obtaining information when it comes to our company, and that was the reason why such scandal was brought to attention. And UNHRC's statement about freedom of speech and freedom of expression being hindered may have been because of the way the things went around when handling WikiLeaks website. Although they were not correct, but ethically speaking, there is no good side here. The WikiLeaks website had done a very wrong thing, and they had been trying to mislead people into believing that Visa is indeed stealing their money, while we are not giving them loans. We are not giving them any money. We are not giving them or we are not taking money from them. We are just a
So sum
middleman
up your
between the
answer.
bank.
Sum
Is
up
a
your
Alright.
answer.
follow-up
Sum up your
question
answer.
allowed, moderators?
I will
Because
allow
my
one.
question was not answered.
I'll allow
You
a follow.
okay?
You have to
Yeah,
request
so
formally. So can I have a follow up and then I grant it? Can you
Okay,
just
sure.
go by that rule?
I'll let him finish.
all right. So as Visa, I would
Could you
like to
just
say that
finish?
WikiLeaks website had tried unethical ways of obtaining information, and that has not been condoned.
Okay, can I have a follow-up question?
Sure, ma'am. Go ahead.
My follow-up question would be: you said Visa is not taking money or any kind of performing any but Visa was solely responsible for the transaction between the company with the WikiLeaks and the people who want to use WikiLeaks, and they muted the transaction of WikiLeaks,
Ma'am,
and later
question. Follow up question, not follow up comment. Follow up question.
later it was
You have
found.
to.
Later, no inquiry was came up in front. Came up by Visa. So how can Visa claim that it is a site which is uh, throwing throwing dirt on Visa?
All right. So the as you are questioned in the first question as well as in the second question, the way that information was taken out by WikiLeaks website was non-ethical and was violating our terms of service agreement. So our terms of service agreement does state कि once the information is out, without our discretion, no sensitive information goes out, and violating that does void the contract completely. So our contract being totally terminated made us, or rather, made us do one thing, which is cutting away WikiLeaks from our network.
Can
So
I have a
that's why
follow-up
Thank
the
you.
comment?
transaction.
So you can. No, no, no.
I don't know.
So you can ask ma'am a question.
Okay, so for the representative of MasterCard, I would like to ask you about the phantom transaction, your link with the phantom transaction fraud and the $14 billion lawsuit which it came with in the United Kingdom, Britain.
The Can you elaborate what exactly are you looking for, or you just
I'm
want a
looking for your
vague comment?
comments. I'm looking for your comments on Mastercard's allegiance to being linked to phantom transactions, which led to 14 billion euros of scam, and the British government filing a legal claim against your company.
It was a law phantom transaction. So that's all. You just want my comments. There is no particular question you want the
I want your
answer.
statement behind it about the topic.
Okay, so the phantom transaction the lawsuit which was filed against Mastercard, the Mastercard did look into it. It was a fraud, but the inquiry is going on, and nothing raw came up. The the transaction fraud which happened, the transaction fraud which actually occurred was it is in procedure, and we are looking into it. The inquiry is going on, but there is no raw proof about how it occurred, and solely blaming Mastercard for it won't be the answer to it.
Respected moderators, may I have a follow-up question? All right. My follow-up question would be that,
So, so 1 minute. So 1 minute. Part
yeah,
1 minute. For clarity, is this regarding the wire card laundering issue,
yes,
or is this another one?
the phantom transaction. So
Okay.
The transactions were on paper, but the transactions didn't happen
The phantom
actually.
transactions. No,
Tax.
the phantom transactions with respect to the Wirecard issue, laundering one, or is it
Yes. Wirecard.
or is it
Linked to
another case
Wirecard.
study which you?
Can
No, it's linked to Wirecard.
Okay, thank you so
So
much.
my
You can
follow-up
go ahead and
question.
ask follow.
Yeah, so my follow-up question to the representative of MasterCard would be, with the allegations of overcharging in this lawsuit on you by the government of Britain, you disguising the overcharging as interchange fees while the transactions were domestic. How do you gain the trust of the people again? How are you planning to gain the trust of people again in the United Kingdom?
can you repeat?
You're muted.
So can you repeat?
Oh,
So
muted me.
can you repeat?
Can you repeat the question?
My question is, so after this lawsuit by the government of Britain, you yourself, your company disguising the overcharging as interchange fees on domestic transactions. How are you planning to regain trust of the people in the United Kingdom?
The overcharging of fees on the transaction, it is not, we are providing you with better service. It's just an allegation. It never actually happened. And to point it out, I would like to say the same fraud. Visa was equally accused of the same kind of fraud. And to gain trust, we are providing with better services. We are working on bettering our services to service towards the consumer. But it's just an allegation. It never actually happened. And I would like to also point out that Visa actually was with Mastercard in the as the moderator said about WikiLeaks transaction. I'm assuming it was about that.
The Wirecard allegations came with respect to laundering in the EU. That is a different case study. The WikiLeaks one is a
Okay,
different case
okay.
study.
I'm really sorry about that. To
May I
regain
Okay.
have a follow-up question?
no, wait, I
No,
need to
no more
answer that
follow up.
question.
Yeah. Let us just finish. Can you sum up your answer in one or two lines, and then you can move forward?
Okay, to sum up, I would say there were allegations done. The consumer belief was a bit shaken, but Mastercard is continuously working on and spending a lot on bettering the services provided. It is continuously working and qualifying the protection with providing a better protection to the consumers. And we will look that no such thing actually happens in future, and we will also look in the allegations as well.
Thank you so much. I will allow one more question each, provided it is the question gets over in 15 seconds and the answer within 30 seconds. This will be little time because I've got time constraints. So please, Srishti, you can ask Parth one question, keep it short, and Parth, please keep the answer crisp. Thank you.
Okay, so I would like to ask the delegate of Visa, as the delegate of Visa pointed out in its speech, that there's a huge engagement when it comes to Visa. There are there are users in billions for Visa. Visa is right now under a huge debt of 15.88 billion right now, and it is not doing anything about it. Also, it under continuous it is the name is being dragged into continuous scandals. The debt is increasing, and yet there is no So, what is your say on that?
Okay, as for the debt you mentioned, I would like to tell you that the IPO which was brought out by Visa was we have bought all the free shares. We have bought all the shares for the company at $7 billion, spending all our free cash flow as well as our stakeholders' money. So the debt indeed is there, but there are no stakeholders in governments or in other foreign companies which have a control over our company like it is in Mastercard. Visa is solely owned by the institution. Visa is solely owned by Visa Inc. That is the reason we are able to keep the things secure. That's the reason we are able to keep transactions secure and keep 46 million people in the EU happy and not scared for their money.
Can I have a follow-up question?
No.
Can I have a
But
follow-up
could
comment?
you, ma'am, could you just send the 8.8 million debt point or reference in the chat box, and if you can drop
15.8 billion debt reference.
yeah, could you just drop the link in the chat box itself?
Do you want me to do it right now? Okay,
After
okay.
afterwards. Good.
I'll send
Uh,
it to you. I'll send you the link.
so you can ask ma'am a question. Please keep it small and the answers crisp.
So my question for the delegate of Mastercard would be: you have been, your company has been denying the requirement of more secure payments in developing countries like India, Pakistan, and some third world countries, even in the Europe as well as in the Americas. What's your comment on that?
Okay. Uh, First, I would like to say we are not denying the uh, as you said, the better secure payment, but we in fact we are providing you better price protection as compared to Visa in so many grounds. Apart from when it comes to country like India, India is mainly dominated by rupee, which is because of the ruler engagement. It is tough for a company like Mastercard to engage in ruler activities. It's mainly dominated by rupee, but yet Mastercard is working on it. Apart from that, we are as I said, we are working on our transaction protection. When it comes to Europe and countries like America, as I pointed out in my speech, we have a better growth rate in users, and we are continuously getting more and more engagement as the year passes. So I think that would be it.
Thank you, ma'am. With that, we conclude the question answer round between the delegates. Now I open the floor to my fellow moderator Malhar to ask a question to Mastercard.
Okay. Good afternoon, delegates. First of all, there have been many cases of many incidents of frauds on both the parts of Mastercard as well as Visa. I have a very simple question towards the delegate of Mastercard. Uh, as you mentioned in your speech, Mastercard has a lot of benefits. It has better purchase protection. It has better travel benefits. It has better insurance that it offers. It has better perks in general. That is what you mentioned in your opening statement, right? My question to you is still, even after all this, Visa has a transaction status of 37 billion against MasterCard's 24 billion and a market share of 48.5% as compared to MasterCard's 31.7%. How do you explain that, delegate of
Okay.
MasterCard?
As I said, we are providing with better services, better benefits. We are working on it continuously. In fact, in 2020, we have increased the engagement. And to come to your point about a better market engagement, you said 47% for Visa and uh, approximately 35 plus percent for Mastercard. Even with that, we have a better growth rate, better engagement. Yes, I accept that the company is small, yet we are working on increasing our engagement. We have less diluted EPS right now as compared to Visa, which shows we have higher market price at this moment, which shows that we are working on it. We are continuously increasing our consumer engagement. We are continuously working on our protection, and we have come up with new strategies in 2020 before COVID pandemic, and we have increased that in after the pandemic. We look forward
Thank you, ma'am.
increasing to it.
Thank you. Uh, so, would you entertain a question from me now regarding Visa? Actually, it's
Sure.
more of a statement. Anyway, moving forward, could you comment on the case in 2014, Discover Financial Services
Hmm.
Incorporation? They sued Visa Inc., alleging that in order to maintain its monopoly, Visa had undertaken a series of illegal actions that undermined competition. So, could you comment on this situation and how the company has moved on from here?
All right. So Visa has been the first at the in the credit card space as well as the e-transaction space. So all the contracts we have been signing with the people with the banks. with the vendors, with the shopkeepers, etc., have been there. We have gone through some unethical ways of obtaining market share. I agree, but the contracts or the ways of gaining market share were not to undermine the underdogs, but they were to create a more secure environment, to make a more secure network for the visa. But after the 2014 lawsuit by Discover Payments, we have made a few changes, and yeah, we have been also encouraging our collaboration with the Discover payment as well as many other payments all around the world. And coming in together, creating a more better, stronger, and a wider network is our final goal. So, yeah, since 2014, we have been working with them instead of against them.
Thank you so much, sir. I guess with that, we can conclude formal debate. Participants, thank you for joining in. The results will be communicated to you all via OC. Thank you.
Sir, should I send you the
Yeah,
link
the link.
about the visa debt here on Zoom, or should I send
Yep.
it to you personally?
You could send in the Zoom chat box so the other moderators can see it as well.
Okay, sure.
Can we leave the meeting now?
Yes, I guess the participants can leave now.
Thank you so much, moderator. Thank you, Sophie.
Okay, Archit, so the next slot is ready. So should I tell them to join?
Join.
Shish.
No.
Of my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do 'cause I'm feeling so good. What's on the other side of inhibition? I just follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this unlove, 'cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you.
I saw no shadow. I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone.
Good afternoon, participants. Welcome to Debattle 2020 semi-finals. I would like to introduce Mr. Malhar, Ms. Tarishi, and Mr. Archit, who are the moderators for this session. Today, we have Ayush Falor, who represents Visa, and Mayank Shenoy, who represents MasterCard. Participants, please keep in mind that each participant gets 4 minutes to speak, followed by questions from the moderators. A buzzer will be sounded that indicates that 30 seconds are left, and once again on completion of 4 minutes. If you continue beyond 4 minutes, the moderators will begin deducting marks. Participants are allowed to ask questions to their opponent. Cameras should be kept on at all times during the event. Any discrepancy would lead to direct disqualification. Participants will be solely responsible for his or her network issues. Any sort of foul language would not be tolerated and would lead to disqualification based on the decision of the moderators. The decision of the moderators will be final. Maintain proper decorum at all times. All the best to both the participants.